It's been a busy week here in Las Vegas. I had a family reunion this past weekend. It's going on currently, and we're going to talk about family and reconnection in Scientology. And we went to a fantastic steakhouse here in Las Vegas, so you're going to see photographs of that and see the great food that we had. And then also, it was Misha's birthday this weekend, and we had a little surprise for you. A little video that I think you're going to enjoy. All that and much more. We're live. We're taking your questions and your comments. And so let's get started. Hi, everybody. Welcome to my channel, Las Vegas Travel and More. My name is Mark Fisher, and also this is also being shown on my other channel, Scientology Peeling the Onion. My co-host is Janice Gillum Grady over there. We want to welcome you to this live stream, and if you're not watching the live, I hope you enjoy the replay of this video. And I wanted to talk a little bit. It's been kind of an eventful week here in Las Vegas for me. My family's been in town. And I want to talk about Scientology and reconnection with family. And then, as I mentioned before, it was Misha's birthday this week. And so we've got a fun little show here for you, and I hope you enjoy it. If you can get in the comment sections, go ahead, please do. We are live. If you've got a comment, I see Beyond Jehovah's Witnesses here. Hi, good to see you here. Thanks so much. If you've got a comment, go ahead, get in there. And this is an interactive show, so I will put them up if you've got a question or anything like that. And I really appreciate everybody supporting the channel and participating. So it makes it for a fun show. One of the things I wanted to mention that I did, first of all, just yesterday, if you haven't seen it already, I did a video on my Las Vegas Travel and More channel about space travel coming to Las Vegas. Yes, it's true. They've approved to build a spaceport for space planes to land and eventually, I would imagine, take off. And so if you're interested in that, it's a short little video. Just click on it. It's space travel coming to Las Vegas. That's on my Las Vegas Travel and More channel. The other thing that happened this week is, like I said, we had a family reunion. It's still going on here in Las Vegas. And this is my mother's side of the family. My mother was born in 1930. She was one of 9 siblings for my grandparents, and they were born and they lived in North Dakota, and this is, of course, in the 20s and 30s. But my mother's the last living sibling from my grandparents on her side. My grandparents, my mother's parents, they both died the year that I was born, so I never met them or saw them. And so I had lots of aunts and uncles on my mother's side, and she's the last one that's still living. And I was going to mention here, right out up on the top, my mother's doing really well, but she had a stroke 3 weeks ago, and was in the hospital for 5 days. And luckily, we got her to the hospital fast enough that they were able to provide her with the drugs necessary to dissolve the blood clot. And she regained her speech and her motor, able to grab things and things like that almost immediately. And then overnight, her speech was almost back to normal. And after she got out of the hospital 5 days later, she's almost completely back to normal. And so anyway, she's made a kind of a miraculous recovery. Her doctor came to see her a week afterwards, and she was concerned because she saw the reports from the hospital. But the hospital, she was shocked at how well my mother was doing. And so anyway, we're going to talk about my mother. I'll show you some pictures. And of course, her nieces are here, and we're going to go be visiting my mother later today. I just want to say hi to Poe on the Go. Hi, John Poe. It's good to see you here. Thanks so much for stopping in. I really appreciate it. And anyway, thanks very much. I appreciate it. And thanks for the prayers for my mom. Yeah, I really appreciate that. But I wanted to mention, off the top, Scientology. I was in Scientology, from the age of 14 years old. And I was in and joined the Sea organization. Of course, I left when I was 32 years old because of the abuses that I saw going on at the hands of David Miscavige. It's taken me a long time to peel the onion, as we say, and to move away from Scientology in my own mind. And it takes a long time to do that. But one of the things that I really find displeasing about Scientology is their disconnection from family members and friends if they leave Scientology or if they speak out against Scientology or anything like that. So when I was in Scientology, and I was a Sea Org member, I was a dedicated, person to that. And so I followed those policies myself. So, like when my father and my brother both left Scientology in 1979, 1980, I was required to disconnect from them. And I did. I did so willingly because I was brainwashed into thinking, well, the greatest good for mankind and the planet is, saving this world, and Scientology is the answer. Well, so I didn't talk to my brother and my father for almost 13 years. Once I left, and after a couple of years of being out, I saw how ridiculous it was, and we reconnected. And I'm really close with my brother now. And my father, unfortunately, he passed away about 6 years after I left, but I was close with him up until the day that he died. Now, my mother was never in Scientology, so I never had to disconnect from her. But I experienced other disconnection. My sister was in Scientology all the way up until she died 10 years ago. This is my older sister, and she had disconnected from me, of course, when I left Scientology. And so, we've had a lot of this go on in our family. Well, I was pleased to see that my mother's, my cousins, we had a cousins reunion here in Las Vegas, and basically it was us. I've been in touch off and on with them over the years, but it was just really nice to have a group get together here in Las Vegas. We had planned it before COVID to do it, and then COVID hit and we couldn't do it. And so this year we were able to get it done. And about 8 of my cousins showed up, and with their spouses. There was a total of about 13, 14 of us here. And so we had a lot of fun. And I want to share some of that with you right now and let you know where we went. Okay, this is myself. And on the left in the dark hair, that's my cousin Nancy. And on the right is my cousin Barbara. And this is outside the restaurant that we went to last night. And the restaurant we went to is called Cleaver, and it's a steak and seafood restaurant here in Las Vegas on Paradise Road, and I highly recommend it. My cousin Nancy and I did a lot of research, in terms of where we wanted to meet, and my cousin Nancy actually grew up in Las Vegas for many years, but she lives in Northern California now, and she wanted to go to a nice steak place. So anyway, we did the research, and so we picked this place out, and it was a lot of fun, and I'm going to show you pictures of it and also the food. Okay, this is their hours of operation. They're open 7 days a week from 5 o'clock at night, and they're open late till 3 in the morning, and they're closed on these days here. And this is just right off the strip on Paradise Road. It's Cleaver Butchered Meat, Seafood, and Classic Cocktails. This is the bar area. I took this photo last night. When they opened, we had a 5 o'clock reservation for 13 of us, and I think just 12 of us actually came into the restaurant. But anyway, it's dark, but it's very nice inside there. That's the bar area. I ordered a salad. This is their wedge salad, and those are cherry tomatoes, and it was delicious. I could only eat half of it. I've actually been on a diet lately. I have lost 28 pounds since the end of January, and I'm still going strong with that. And I just can't eat as much as I used to, and I need to get slimmer, to maintain my health going as I get further and further into my golden years. When you go around the restaurant, there are portraits of people, and if you look at the faces, they're famous actors. That's Morgan Freeman, and that's on a portrait as you're going down the hallway to the bathroom. They have a huge wine selection, and of course, they have classic cocktails and all that. I don't drink. I had a Diet Coke, but some of the people had wine, and so it was really good there. Here's Eddie Murphy right at the front door. That's a portrait, and his face is on it right at the front door as you enter the restaurant. And then Robin Williams was right over our table in this classic pose here, and it was a lot of fun. It's very whimsical. It's very nice, very beautifully decorated. And here we all are at the table. That's me on the left, of course. And then I've got, I think, 8 cousins here. And, there are a couple of spouses and stuff like that, and we had a really, really good time at the restaurant Cleaver, and we just talked and reminisced and talked about all sorts of things. And anyways, it was just a really nice time here in Las Vegas. That's me on the left, of course, and then my cousin Janet in the center, and my cousin Angela to the right here at the restaurant. That's an example of one of the steaks that they have there with some wine, and they have mac and cheese. It's a pork belly mac and cheese. It's a side dish, and that's what you see there. My cousin got the steak and lobster. That's a filet mignon with asparagus, and then that's a lobster tail on the right. And then I got, because like I told you, I'm not eating as much anymore, from my main course, I got a loaded baked potato. And that's a baked potato. It's got pork belly bits on top, which is really thick bacon. And then that's like a cheesy sauce that goes over the top of it with salt and pepper. And it was delicious, very filling. I couldn't finish it all. That's the mac and cheese, pork belly mac and cheese. Those are strips of pork belly. My cousin Janet got that, and I took a photograph of it. And then, of course, for dessert, they had a citrus cheesecake with strawberry sauce. And then they make their own little donuts with dipping sauce, a chocolate and a caramel dipping sauce. That was another dessert that they had there. They had a chocolate lava cake, and most people had steaks, and they were just really good. The service was fantastic, really first rate. And it was really nice. For our big party, they were able to split the check 8 ways. We had eight different checks, and they were perfectly happy to do that. So I highly recommend Cleaver. I think everybody would enjoy going to that restaurant. It's on Paradise Road in Las Vegas. We took this photograph after we left, and this is the cousins that were there. Oldest on the left, youngest on the right, and on the left there's my cousin Barbara. She's the oldest, and then her sister Caroline, and then my cousin Nancy, and then next to her is my cousin Susie. Next to her in the brunette short hair is my cousin Janet, and then next to her is my cousin Stephanie, and of course there's me, and then Stephanie's sister Angela is the youngest, and so she's over there right there. Unfortunately, my brother couldn't make it from Ohio, and there were several other cousins we have from North Dakota and the Reno, Northern California area. Unfortunately, they couldn't all make it, but you can imagine with 9, aunts and uncles, that they had lots of kids. And so we had lots of cousins, and unfortunately, we've lost some of them as well over the years, because we're not getting any younger. But it was a lot of fun there in order to do that there. And today we're going to be going to see my mother, as I mentioned. I took this photograph of my mother Friday. I took her to go get her hair done, and she got her nails done, and she wanted to look nice for her nieces that are going to be coming to see her today. And after I'm done with the show, I'll go picking them up and then take them over to see my mother. Unfortunately, my mother can't get around too easily, so going to the dinner is not possible for her. But she's really looking forward to seeing her nieces when they come over to see her today at her group home. So anyway, so that's good. Good to see her up and about and doing so well, and everybody was pleased that happened. Some of them went to go see shows. A couple of my cousins went to go see the Beatles Love Show at the Mirage. The Mirage is closing down, I think, July 17th, and the Beatles Love Show, which is a Cirque du Soleil show, that's going to be closing down. As a matter of fact, Ringo Starr was at the show, I think 3 nights ago. He's in town performing at the Venetian, and he was there at the show to thank all the cast. And then the night that my cousins went to see the show, Celine Dion was there, and they had photographs of Celine Dion with all the performers for the Beatles Love Show at the Mirage. I'm sure they're probably going to reincorporate that somehow into the Hard Rock Hotel that's taking over the Mirage when that opens up, and that type of thing. So anyway, so it was quite a good time. Lots of fun to see my cousins. They're enjoying it. We're actually very warm right now. We actually hit 100 degrees Fahrenheit 2 days ago, which I think is 42 Celsius for the people in Europe and overseas. So it's very warm, but it's dry. It's a dry heat, as they say. It's no big deal. You don't sweat, no humidity, so it's comfortable and that type of thing. So anyway, it's been a good time. Beyond Jehovah's Witness has a question. When will the train from LA to Las Vegas be completed? Yeah, they're building a high-speed bullet train between Las Vegas and Rancho Cucamonga in California, which is in the valley near Los Angeles. And it's going to be going, it'll reach speeds over 200 miles an hour. And you'll be able to go from Las Vegas to Rancho Cucamonga or back the other way to, from there to Las Vegas in just a little over 2 hours time. And so it's going to be great, really high speed. But anyway, they're building the rails. They're doing the surveying and stuff. It's going to follow along Interstate 15. That's the easiest way for them to go. And so in the median, there'll be a train track that, this high-speed rail is going to be able to go down the line. And the money's all in place. They're building the station here in Las Vegas, and I'm sure they'll be doing it in California as well. But the plan is to have it ready for the Los Angeles Olympic Games, which I think are in 2028. So it's not that far away. And so that's when they're planning on doing that. I want to see Mary Kay London. Hi, everyone. Thanks so much, Mary Kay, for being here. I really appreciate it. Mary Kay's a dedicated member of our channel, Scientology, Peeling the Onion. And I just wanted to say welcome to her. And that brings up the next thing here. Also this week, I was able to launch channel membership. I got partial monetization on my Las Vegas Travel and More channel. And so I was able to set up, you can super chat me, you can super thanks me now in the chat. And that's a way to donate to the channel. But the other way you can donate is you can become a member of the channel. And how you do that is it's a voluntary way to contribute to the channel, and then you receive perks for channel membership. I just have 2 levels on this Las Vegas Travel and More. I've got the basic, which is our freestyler membership level, and it's just $2.99 a month. There's no contract. You can cancel anytime. And you get loyalty badges, and there's some custom emojis for the chats and priority reply to your comments in the chat, that type of thing. It's really just a basic support for the channel, and I really appreciate anybody that wants to be a supporter of my channel. Like I said, it's $2.99 per month. The second level I just did a high roller, which is $9.99 per month. And the perks you get with that are you get all the perks from the previous level, plus I'll have members only live streams from time to time. And then I'm setting up a merchandise store for the channel, and you'll get 10% discount on all merchandise. And like I said, that's $9.99 per month, no contract. You can cancel anytime. And again, like I said, this is just a way for people to support the channel, and I appreciate any support. So I would appreciate if you guys would become a member, and that would greatly help me out. And of course, it helps me to do more things on the channel. I'm going to be doing more traveling here shortly. I hope to be going on a cruise on my own here and doing some other traveling very soon. I'm just trying to decide where I'm going to go and what I'm going to do. But anyway, I want to thank everybody who already supports the channel. If you haven't already, please subscribe too. That definitely helps as well. All right, I have something else I want to show you. Like I mentioned before, Misha had her 4th birthday this past week. I got Misha during COVID in 2020. She was born at the end of May in 2020, and I got her in July of 2020. And so I've got a little video here that I'm going to share with you for Misha's birthday. So I hope you enjoy it.
Misha, what do we got for your birthday, huh? What do we got here, huh? Oh, Mrs. Piggy, huh? Oh, yeah. Misha, Mrs. Piggy. Mrs. Piggy's here, huh? Good girl. Good girl, Mimi. Mrs. Piggy, you ready? You ready? You ready? Ready? Go get it, Misha. Oh, yeah. You got Mrs. Piggy. That's a good girl. Good girl, baby. That's a good girl.
Happy birthday, Misha. Yes, she loves her Miss Piggy. Mrs. Piggy, I call her. Mrs. Piggy is what I call her. believe it or not, this is her third Mrs. Piggy over the last 4 years. It's a toy that she likes, and eventually what happens is she'll poke a hole in it, and then she gets the squeaker to stop squeaking, and then literally once she gets a hole in it, she takes all the stuffing out of the toys. I just think it's a natural thing that dogs do that, and so like I don't get her like stuffed animals anymore, because as soon as she gets a tear in it, she just destroys it, and I got to throw it away. But anyway, I got her another Mrs. Piggy, and she really enjoys that. And Mary Kay London says, "Happy birthday, Misha." Yes, absolutely. We've got another birthday wish here from Nash Vegas 7817. Janine, hi, nice to see you here. Hi, everyone. Happy birthday to Misha. Yes, absolutely. But like I said, she just turned 4 years old. Now, it's gotten hot here, and this is not her favorite time of the year. But I have various ways that I work to keep her cool. You can imagine she's got a fur coat on, like a long fur coat on in 100-degree temperatures here. So I walk her a lot, but I try and walk her where it's shaded. I've got shade around my complex where I'm at. And then also she likes to lay down on the tile floor in the kitchen. And I bought her a cooling pad that I have next to my chair behind me, that's made for dogs. That it's a gel pad that when she lays on it, it feels cool to her body, and it actually transfers the heat from her body to the gel pad. So it actually helps her out, and she likes to sleep on that too. So that's what I do for her in order to try and keep her cool in this hot temperature here. Mary Kay London says, my Albie's favorite toy is the Davy Miscavige doll. The little Davy Navy one. Yeah, if I gave Misha that toy, basically it would be gone, within the half that day, and then I'd end up buying more and more of them. So anyway, that's really funny there. But yeah, Misha's doing really well, and 4 years old. It's time flies, doesn't it? Anyway. So yeah, that's what's going on as far as Misha and all that sort of thing. Let me go. I've got some couple other questions here. This is from Beyond Jehovah's Witness. If you've got a question, go ahead, get in the chat. I'll pop it up there. Any comments? I really appreciate it. This is a question again. Do you know the cost of the train to Las Vegas? I bet they haven't established that yet. I would think that it's going to be, relative. I think it's going to be. My prediction is I think it'll be close to what it would be for like round trip airfare from Los Angeles to Vegas, because it's going to be relatively inexpensive, but you're going to it's longer than the plane flight is, but it's way shorter than driving, right? So I think the plan is to hopefully get a lot of people that normally would drive to Las Vegas to take the bullet train, because if you can get there in 2 hours, you park your car at the station in California, and then you're able to drive and go home. So I think that's what they'll probably end up trying to do. Of course, this is all funded by the money, the infrastructure bill that the United States Senate and Congress passed, and they've put the billions of dollars. I forget. I think it's $2 or $3 billion has already been set aside as part of this here. Anyway, thanks for that question, beloved Jehovah's Witness, and he's got another one here too. What's the best Thai restaurant in Las Vegas? What's your favorite dish? The best Thai restaurant in Las Vegas is considered Lotus of Siam. And that's not just me saying that. That is all of the chefs from around the world, famous celebrity chefs. They all go to that restaurant. The chef there is a woman from Isan in Thailand, and she had a location on East Sahara over by the old Scientology organization. Actually, it was right across the street, and that was the place to go. Like when people like Anthony Bourdain or Guy Fieri or any of these chefs came to town, they would go eat there, because the Thai food is just outstanding. It's very good. All the way around. And so you would see all these photographs of the different famous chefs on the wall in the restaurant. Well, we had a huge storm a few years ago, rainstorm, and her roof collapsed, like rain, and they couldn't use it. So they moved, and now they're over on East Flamingo, not far from the Strip. It's Lotus of Siam. And so they've relocated there. And then they've opened up a second location out here in Summerlin, where I live, at the Red Rock Resort and Casino. And I've been to both locations. The food's outstanding. As a matter of fact, the Lotus of Siam over on East Flamingo, the Rolling Stones were here in concert about 3-4 weeks ago at the Allegiant Stadium. And the next day, they had photographs of Mick Jagger went to go eat at Lotus of Siam. So they get a lot of celebrities there as well. As far as my favorite dish, Thai dish, I never had this before until I went to Lotus of Siam, but they had like a green chicken curry, because I always thought of curry like Indian food curry, and I don't particularly care for that. But the Thai curry is really good. I really enjoy that, the green chicken curry. The other thing that I like to get, I've gone there with my brother, is I like to get the dried beef jerky. They actually they make their own beef jerky in Thailand, and they do it there, and it's very good, and I like that as well. And of course, the old-time favorite is pad Thai, which is Thai noodles with normally with shrimp and vegetables, and they put chilies in it, sauce, and make it hot. But also they put sugar and peanuts in it. My favorite though is I like what they say is pad Thai Gai, which is chicken pad Thai, because when I went to Thailand and I had pad Thai over there and with the shrimp, they eat shrimp differently over there. They leave all the shell and the legs on the shrimp. So when you're going in, you've got this crunchiness on the shrimp, and I like it peeled. I'm Western. I don't like to have to eat the crunchy shrimp skeleton or whatever. So I would always get instead pad Thai Gai, which is pad Thai with chicken. So anyway, thanks very much for that question, Beyond Jehovah's Witnesses here. Let's see who else we got here. Got another question for the same guy. Thank you so much. Question: can you shave Misha before summer starts so she can feel better? It's actually not recommended to shave a husky, their coat. It's not something that's done. But what I do get is I get her brushed out. Huskies twice a year do what they call blowing their coat. Right? They have a double coat. They've got the outside exterior coat, and then they have an undercoat. And that undercoat is what they blow off, and that's what keeps them super warm, right? So I brush her and get rid of that undercoat during that time. Like I just took her to the groomer about 4 weeks ago, and she got a bath, and they got all of that undercoat off. So hopefully that'll help to keep her cooler as well. Anyway, I just wanted to mention again that I was really happy to have my family here because, like I talked about before, Scientology requires you to disconnect. So when I was in Scientology, I didn't see my nieces, not my nieces, my cousins. I didn't have nieces, cousins. I didn't see them all the time that I was in the Sea Organization, because in Scientology, the number one priority when you're a staff member is Scientology and L. Ron Hubbard and David Miscavige. It's not your family. They're considered an afterthought. And when you get indoctrinated and brainwashed into believing that you're saving the world, you accept that. And I'm really sorry to say that. But thankfully, my family has always allowed me to rejoin and accept me. They weren't really upset about it, my cousins. But they are upset, about what happened with my sister Betsy, because when she died, she also disconnected from everybody. And they didn't even bother to tell our family that my sister had died. I found out about 6 months after she died on Facebook. And that's how we found out that my sister had passed away about 10 years ago. She was in Clearwater. She was a public person. And, they didn't even bother to tell us that she had died. Why? Because my mother was connected to me, a suppressive person, and therefore, she couldn't communicate to my mother anymore because I was starting to speak out on the internet, and it's just really, really sad. So, my sister was well liked by my cousins, and she just cut everybody off, and it's the shame of Scientology. It's one of the things that if people want to believe in Scientology, they can, but they have to change that policy because it's ridiculous. There's no reason that you should have to disconnect from anybody. If you're so certain in your beliefs in whatever, your religion, your politics, or whatever, you can withstand people questioning your beliefs. And if they don't agree with you, then just agree to disagree and move on, not disconnect, not get rid of these people. It's just truly, truly, truly heartbreaking. And I know so many people on our channel that have had the same experience, and it's something that's got to stop. And it's one of the things that Janice on my Peeling the Onion channel has always promoted, is that she wants to promote connection. because you never know what will happen when you do get connected back to your family and friends. Uh, you know, when it's all said and done, they're the only ones that are there left with you, are your family. You know, Scientology doesn't care about you. You know, Scientology, what do they do with their elderly people? They just shoo them out the door. Give them $500 and a bus ticket if they're lucky. You know, so any of the Sea Org members, OSA members, anybody watching that are in Scientology, you really need to think about that. What's going to happen to you when you get older? I'm 65 years old now, and I have family, I have friends, I have people to take care of me. I don't have children, so I don't have my children to take care of me, but I can take care of myself in the meantime. And who do you have? It's definitely not David Miscavige. It's definitely not your fellow Sea Org members, because they're dedicated to L. Ron Hubbard and Scientology's, crusade to save mankind, and you're just a pawn. They're going to discard you as soon as you become non-useful. And it's time that Scientology stop their disconnection policy and help people to reconnect with their families. Anyway, that's my sermon on that. I've had a great week this week. We've got some great people coming up on both channels that we're going to be interviewing. I want to say, please subscribe to this channel, Las Vegas Travel and More. Also to Scientology Peeling the Onion. There's links down below in the description there. And like I said, if you want to become a member of the channel, you can do it on a PC or laptop. You just click on the join button. It's right next to the subscribe button. If you click there, there's a short little video where I describe, and you can join. It's very simple and easy to do. You have to be on a PC or laptop, unfortunately. On your phone, if you use Google Chrome as your main search engine, you'll see the join button on your phone when you go to our homepage. It's our homepage, Las Vegas Travel and More, or on Scientology Peeling the Onion. We have membership there too, so you can click on that as well. But if you don't have Google Chrome on your phone, the button's not going to show up. That's just something that's on an Apple phone. On an Android, I think it does show up. So anyway, but please join and subscribe to the channel and join as a member. If you have any questions or comments about what we talked about, please go down below. I check them out. And then another way that you can support the channel is you can buy me a coffee. There's a link down below. I've gotten lots of coffee from people watching the channel, and I really appreciate it. So you can do that. Buy me a coffee. Go down, click on that. You can donate to the channel that way as well. Anyway, that's the show for this week. Like I said, I've got some guests that are going to be coming up. I'm going to be having Karen Della Carriere come on, and we're going to be talking about Las Vegas and Siegfried and Roy on my Las Vegas Travel and More. This week, we're also going to have Karen and Gary Jackson Moorhead on our Scientology Peeling the Onion next Friday. And we're going to be talking about a technical terminal in Scientology who left, named Jeff Walker, who was the senior case supervisor international, and he left and came here to Las Vegas with us. And we're going to talk to Jackson and Karen about his escape. He did it in a novel way, and so that's coming up later this week as well. We've got other people on our Scientology Peeling the Onion coming up this month. We're scheduled out almost for the entire way. We're going to have Holly Carlson on back again. We're going to have Dan Locke back on again. We're going to have Jorge Avila back on again, and then we've got a special one coming up on Larry Wallersheim is going to come on towards the end of the month. If anybody doesn't know who Larry Wallersheim is, he successfully sued Scientology, and it took years and years. Miscavige came up with the phrase, not one thin dime for Wallersheim. Well, he got lots of thin dimes from Scientology eventually, and he used to be a Sea Org member at Celebrity Center with Janice's mother. And before I rejoined the Sea Organization, when he was out of the Sea Org, I actually worked at one of his companies for a short period of time. And so we're going to have Larry Wallersheim on, and I don't think he's been on anybody's channel before. So anyway, that's coming up soon. So we really appreciate everybody here, and we want to thank everybody for joining us. And Love Food Kitchen, you're here. Thank you for coming in. You can watch the replay. It's only 34 minutes long. I'm sorry I announced this really late because like I said, I've got family in town, and we're doing the family reunion stuff, and I thought, well, I can put out this show real quickly. So anyway, that's what I've got there. But I appreciate your support, Love Food Kitchen, and thank you for being here. Anyway, that's all I have for you all this week. I want to thank everybody for being here. Until next time, bye-bye.